Okay, so it was sent to you by Dean Vale.
My recollection, it was sent by Dean Vale, and I could have received it, and just for the records, I could have received it before I left in March. I just am not sure, because it was sent, my recollection, it was sent by fax. I don't recall it coming by email. It came by fax, so I'm not certain whether it came before. I have to reiterate, I'm not sure if it came before I left or after I left.
Okay, but are you clear that you got it from Dean Vale as opposed to someone else?
Yeah, I remember getting it from Dean Vale.
Okay, not Winston.
I remember the cover sheet. The cover sheet said it was from Dean. I still remember the cover sheet. It was Dean Vale.
Okay. Did you read the report at that time?
I glanced at it.
Okay. Did you discuss the report with anyone after you received it?
Did not.
Okay. When you say you glanced at it, did you look at the results at the end, or just look at every page? What did you do?
Just looked in general, thumbed through it, looked in general at the report, and made some observations.
What observations did you make?
I thought that the report didn't contain all what I would have expected it to contain.
Okay. Are you familiar with the term customary clinical format?
Not really.
Okay. When you say it didn't contain all of the information that you would like it to obtain, specify for me what types of things you're talking about.
Specifically, I would have liked to have seen, relative to each patient, the patient's systemic history. It's a sort of a rule of thumb in dentistry that when you, before you start talking about a restorative procedure or whatever, you discuss a person's systemic health, their oral health, and I think it would have been nice to have seen that. It's the old thing that before you look at a tooth in the mouth, you take a piece of gauze and you look under the tongue, you look at the cheeks to see if there might be oral cancer or other lesions, and so I expected the report to have more detail on the systemic, oral and systemic health of the patient.
Okay.
That was one thing.
Okay. Anything else that you observed?
I would have thought that the report would have had some data analysis.
Meaning what specifically? Data analysis?
Well, given that over a period of time they had seen all of these patients, I would have thought that they could have used some methodology, statistical analysis to show that the report, to show what was going on.
Okay. What about the time of placement? Would that have been something that you would have expected to be on there?
Go ahead. The two things that I mentioned were the two things that bothered me the most.
Okay.